Hi everybody, welcome to the second unveiling of the Memorabilia Pack Company Retro Packs. Now this one is the Victorian household one, and it was voted by you guys in the poll that I put on the page just before Christmas, and this was the most popular one to be unveiled next, so let's take a look. Now here we have some pamphlets that claim to cure many ailments to do with your back. Quite outrageous claims really, to cure everything from also hysteria to throat deafness and rheumatic problems, ladies' problems, and they're not just for women. So it was, well, this one's like a corset for women, but it's actually one for men as well, the electric belt. And whether it ever took off, I don't know, but it has many claims it can help with many ailments, both of them do. And if we turn them over, there's also like people's testimonies really of the way that it helped them. Oh, no woman should be without one. And obviously corsets were very popular in Victorian times, I suppose, as were belts. Again, with the male one, many testimonies from people claiming that it's helped and cured many things. So that's one of them that's in the pack. This one I love. So this one is like a catalogue really for household furnishings. And it offers like really a glimpse into the domestic life of the affluent classes. So let's take a look. So Hampton and Sons, based in London, designs for furniture and decoration. So this is what you would find really if you was in like a museum or looking back at a museum in the Victorian, Edwardian times. This is the type of decor you will come across. This is a plain modern dining room, or a much cheaper version of an inexpensive dining room. Ideas for a billiard room. So it's really like a Victorian version of an interior design catalogue really. A morning room, not something we have now. Boudoir. Fitted bedroom. These you will actually see within any establishment that's promoting the Victorian era. The bedrooms were all fitted. So that's where the fitted furniture, came from. It wasn't just a recent modern idea. These are different toilets for your bathroom, different designs. Different designs of baths. That's very posh, that one. That's a little bit like the one in the Industrial Museum in Bradford. Different types of baths. Electric light novelties. That was like electric cigar lighter. I actually thought it was like the pulley chain on the toilet. That's what I thought it was, but I'm thinking, why is it coming under light novelties? We're all familiar with these types of chairs. I'm sure our grandparents had them, maybe still has them. Bedsteads, very popular in Victorian times. Now these electro plates, they're all like different types of plates that have bottles and things on them for condiments or oils and vinegars, like salts, peppers and things, sugars and things like that. Eggs as well. Doormats. If you've ever walked into a museum, if you ever look on the floor, look at the design of the floor. The floors will be actually very similar to the designs on these mats. and you will actually see the mats as well, and the wallpapers. Very expensive wallpapers back then. So that's that one. Let's have a look at the next one. These are some miscellaneous cards advertising many different things. We've got soap, maple soap, matchless cleanser, shoe polish, gelatine, an advertisement for different bacon and hams, cotton, starch, again another meat one, grate polish, knife polish, certainly don't have them nowadays, indigestion pills, Christmas advertisement, that's cute, and biscuits. Now if we turn them over, this is the maple soap one, as you can see, and it tells you all about how to use it, the different colours that they have in it, what's it for. And then the back of the other ones, they're just miscellaneous advertisements. There's one at the top there for ammonia, and then these are like various newspaper advertisements that they've just put and printed on the back. Health ones for teeth, pens, more health ones there for your skin, one for curtains. Another leaflet here that claims to cure everything and anything, the carbolic smoke ball. So it can, as you can see, look, will positively cure coughs, colds, catarrh, asthma, all sorts of things, throat deafness, neuralgia, headache, hay fever, influenza, sore throat. I could do with that one today, my throat's not great. Let's have a look at the back of it. More testimonials there on the back, and also inside of it from people saying that it has helped them massively. I don't think it ever took off, did it? Because we've not really seen or heard much of that. I've never heard of it since I've come across it with this. I've never heard of it in my research or anything. So I don't know if it was as fantastic as what they made out. These are some superb examples of advertising back in the Victorian era. We have one here for lights. Again, fairy lights. Used by Her Majesty the Queen. That's a great quote to get in there for your advertisement. Tooth powder and mouthwash. We have an advertisement there for the night light. So it's advertised as it being a safety alternative instead of like the gas lights. Victorian Ladies Journal. Look at the beautiful dresses that they had. They had some of the most elegant clothes in the Victorian times. And then we have this one with the kitchen. Well, it looks like an Aga, doesn't it? So requires no brickwork to fix it. Roasts, bakes, boils and steams with one fire, and supplies a bath if required. That's like a brand new all-in-one for the kitchen back then, but that wasn't cheap. Now, photography back in the Victorian times was all the rage, and everybody had these portraits on their walls of their families. They even, if someone had passed away, they would even add that person into the portrait, sit them up, make them look alive, and yeah, take their last picture with them. How bizarre is that? So it would have been, you know, a portrait just like this, and they would have propped up the dead person to make them look like They were alive. Now this is the first edition of the Exchange and Mart Journal. Excuse me. Sorry, my voice is going. I have a very sore throat today. The first edition was crammed with all sorts of classified advertisements. There you go, it says up there, first edition. And it was out on 13th of May, 1868. So they could advertise anything that you had to sell. If you could afford to, you would put it in here. So it was kind of like a medium really between the seller and the buyer was this. And it's just dedicated to selling and buying, because a lot of newspapers do have these advertisements in, as you could see on the back of the miscellaneous cards. But I suppose if you've got one particular newspaper, magazine, whatever, just dedicated to it, it makes life a little bit easier for people. All sorts of things that they did advertise: sports, pastimes, garden, library, domestic, clothing, scientific, driving, then things that they wanted, like coachmen, chambermaids, lots of different servants, footman, gardener, a groom, vacancies for warehouseman, parlourmaid, office keeper, housekeepers. So this is why I've had to do it freehand today with the video, because of like, this is so big, I wouldn't have been able to do it if I was sat down, you know, in front of the camera like the previous video. So many different things advertised, and if you actually closely look at it, there's so many things that are advertised here that just do not exist anymore. It's really interesting to actually have a look at. I do love this, and I love that it's a replica of the very first one. So included in the pack is a copy of a servant's licence. So licence for male servants, carriages and armorial bearings. And this was for a John Edward Taylor in Kensington in London. So it's kind of like an invoice. An Inland Revenue one, so it's very official. And next to it is an invoice for the marriage of the Prince of Wales, and it's from a grocer, and he had what did they buy for this would have been for kind of like the buffet: raisins, currants, sugar, lard, pepper, mustard, tea. I can't read what that says on the back. Something else to do with tea. Back in 1863. I love that. I do love how we get to see things like that. And finally, within the pack, now cholera, typhoid was rife around, you know, these times, and this is a booklet that's been produced promoting the benefits of clean water, because they're saying that it was like the water that caused typhoid. Let's have a look. So this is purity filters that would eliminate basically the disease. So it's a bit like a cartoon type booklet. So this man's children have passed of typhoid, and his wife is sick in bed. With it, he's beginning to feel dreadfully ill. But he says it can't be the alcohol, because I've only just drank nothing but water. And there he says, like, my children died of typhoid fever, my wife is ill and miserable, I think I must have a touch of cholera. and then he visits the chemist, who advises him that to buy water filter, so it improves the quality of water that he drinks at home. He did so, and then he finds out that he's feeling much better. So it's just a little play really on it's not a gimmicky advertisement, but it's advertising, you know, the filter, and making you feel like it's, you know, definitely worked. And he's partying there, he's in full health now, and he's given up all other beverages because the water filter is like the best thing ever. And there we go, there he is off to the opera thanks to the filter. It tells you all about it there. A bit different to how we advertise nowadays, but it's great to see all the different, you know, ways that they did, and advertisements were massive in those days. And so there you go. So that's the end of the Victorian one. So if you want to purchase these, they are available in lots of museums, and they're available on the website www.mempackcompany.com, or if you go to their Facebook page, Memorabilia Pack Company, you can find all the information on there. So there will be a video again next week, and we'll see what the third pack is. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.